Okay, as I promised you in the last video, I am going to show you how to write a method to display an array. So it's important to understand that arrays can be passed around to methods just like any other variable. We can pass the entire array at once if we want to. So I am going to write a method. It's going to be a void method, and we'll call it display array. Okay. And display array is going to accept an array of ints. So there's our data type, and I'm going to call it my array. Nah, let's make it array to display. Okay. So this is my method that accepts an array. We're calling the array to display. And what are we going to do with that? We are going to write, in this case, let's use a for each loop because we can. We're only displaying. Anytime you're doing output and only displaying with an array or in a list or something like that, you don't need to access index numbers. Let's use a for each loop. For each, int number. So for each number in array to display. So for each number, this is my temp variable. For each number in whatever array the calling code is passed in, we are going to, let's do our list box, items, add. We're going to use our temporary variable there, number. So this is a method for displaying. We don't want to put it up here because now we're adding 5 lines of code to something up here that's already got a lot of lines of code in it, right? And we're doing 2 different things in our arrays. We're going to display, let's put it in its own method. All right, so right now this still doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Why? Because I never called this method. So it's still reading the numbers from the file into our array. But once it does that, we need to call display array. So we can call display array. And we need to pass it the array we want to display. Now my array up here was called numbers. So I'm asking it to display the array called numbers. Numbers gets passed, this is gets passed into the parameter. This is array to display, and we process array to display here. Okay, so let's start it and run it. And it works just fine. So now that we have, in the past, when we worked through reading a file, we processed it 1 line at a time. Now we read the entire thing into a data structure. We read the entire thing into an array, and now we can process the array any way we want. I still have this array called numbers here, and if I want to do something else, I can write more code and keep doing things and working with that information. I didn't just hold it for 1 line. In the next video, I will show you some other algorithms we can use when we process arrays. There's different things that we commonly do to arrays that you should know how to do. You should know how the algorithm works and be able to write it yourself.